Smartphone photography tips and tricks. Hello and welcome back to TECHBIGGEST YouTube channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for our future updates. By now we're all familiar with the basics of smartphone photography. You pull out your phone and push a button. But if you really plan to preserve those memories for posterity, then you'll want your phone snaps to look their best. So up your phone photo game with these 5 tips and tricks. Camera settings, lighting, scene modes, and composition can all play a part, as we'll explain. And when you've got your photos looking suitably fantastic, make sure you also take the time to back them up somewhere safe. Number 1. Adjust focus and exposure. Smartphone cameras have come a long way in a short time, and most handsets now give you some control over the focus and exposure of your shot. If manual focus is available, it's usually activated with a tap on the screen, on the point where you want the camera to focus. Check in the settings for your phone's camera app too. If you find a face recognition option, it'll automatically zero in on faces, helping you avoid shots where your friends' faces are a blurred mess. Then there's the exposure, or how much light is allowed into the frame. In the default iPhone camera app, shown above, you can tap once to focus, then hold and drag to adjust the exposure. It's a similar story in the camera app for stock Android. Tap once for focus, then you can adjust exposure via the slider that pops up at the side or top of the screen. Number 2. Use HDR mode. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is now a staple feature for smartphone camera apps. Simply put, it brings detail out of the darkest and lightest parts of your picture and creates a better balance of colors overall. The downside is that, in HDR mode, photos take a little longer to process while your smartphone works all this out. It's particularly suitable for landscapes and portrait shots, especially when there's a wide range between the darkest and lightest parts of your photo. As it takes a few milliseconds longer to take a snap though, you should avoid using it on fast-moving subjects or when you can't keep your phone steady. Whatever your make and model of phone, you should see HDR mode in a prominent place somewhere on screen. It's also likely that you can set this to automatically kick in, as on stock Android, above, which means HDR mode will activate whenever the camera senses it could be useful. You can also turn HDR mode on and off manually. Number 3. Use natural light where possible. Light is one of the most important factors in any photo. If you can make use of the available natural light, then you don't have to resort to your phone's built-in flash, which may give you less than ideal results, particularly at a distance. If you can, position your subjects so they're well lit from the front and not silhouetted by a strong light from behind. Of course, this isn't always possible for quick shots, but do what you can. Using artificial light can work too, though you need to take more care. In a night scene, for example, get your friends to stand closer to the glow of artificial lights rather than deeper in the shadows, and make sure their faces are as well illuminated as possible. Using the flash can help, but if you have time, try one shot with flash and one without to see the difference. Number 4. Steadier Shot. One area where smartphone snappers still lag behind dedicated cameras is in their sensitivity to movement. Even a slight shake can leave a smartphone photo looking like it was taken on a rocking boat, while a more professional DSLR copes better with this type of motion. It's therefore important to minimize camera shake as much as possible. Buying a tripod might seem like overkill, but you can pick up cheap, small tripod models that are made specifically for smartphones. Number 5. Apply the rule of thirds. This is an old photography trick that's been around for years, but you can still apply it to smartphones. According to the rule of thirds, an image is split into 9 equal blocks that form a 3x3 grid, like in the image above. You should aim to get the most interesting parts of your image, like a tree line or a group of faces, near the corners of these segments, where the imaginary grid lines meet. To improve your shot composition, give the rule of thirds a try. Whether you're taking pictures of friends at a bar or working on a landscape shot, you'll find it simple and effective. That brings us to the end of this video. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for our future updates. Thank you for watching.